monthly smile. Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked yourself why exactly you exist? What the meaning of your life is? What do you want to do in your life? Well, I ask those questions every day to myself and still have not found the answers to them. And to be honest, I don't know how to find those answers since my life is quite ordinary. No, ordinary is an understatement. Let's say my life is boring. Liya, are you still asleep? A high-pitched voice brings me out of my train of thoughts. The wooden door of my room opens and there stands my roommate, Alex. Her delicate sun-kissed skin shines because of her sweat. Sitting up straight on my bed, I answer, "Yep." Deep in dreamland. She rolls her blue eyes at me and enters my room. "How about you get yourself alive?" she hums at the end of her wonderful seduction. I give her a defended look and stand up from my bed. It has been always like this, Alex pretending to be my mother and moi, the stubborn child. I walk to my window to open the curtains when a strange smell gets to my nose. I throw a disgusted look at Alex. "What? I just came for my morning workout." "I can smell that, but still, your destination should have been the shower, not my room." She gives me a devilish smirk and hugs me tightly. "Ew, Alex, get off me." She lets go and runs out of my room. I scream after her and run right behind her to catch her and teach that annoying some manners. She tries to hide behind our sofa in the living room, but I spy her and shout, "I'm so fed up with your annoying ass." "But you still love me." "Of course I do." Alex is the only one of whom I can rely on. If my life was a pitch-black sky, Alex would be my moon. She was always there for me, no matter what. I sigh in order to give up on our small and stupid argument and throw myself on the bouncy and comfortable sofa. Alex smiles before joining me. "I can see that ma'am doesn't have any plans for today," Alex says in a low voice. "My to-do list says relax," I explain while copying the James P. Sylvian meme. I personally think I really deserve my little relax session because it's the first time in forever that I have the opportunity to enjoy my weekend. Normally, my job would always stop me from appreciating my life. But since last week, a new employee has joined the cafe where I work and took over on some of my shifts. Alex looked like she's searching for something, and suddenly she snaps the remote control from the small table in front of us. Right before she is ready to turn on the TV, I shout at her, "It is your turn with Bracky." She looks irritated at first, but gives in eventually and walks to the kitchen. I smile at my little win and turn on the TV. I aimlessly switch the channels when a certain news channel gains my attention. It is the 7th murder case in the last 3 months. The new victim's name is Angelina Morrison. The young woman has been murdered in the age of 21 and was found this morning in the park near her home. The police officers are sure that behind these 7 cruel incidents is the same person. Nobody has seen this serial killer who is ending lives mercilessly. I listen carefully to the news reporter when it hits me. Angelina Morrison? This name is so familiar. Did I know her? All of a sudden, my nose catches a tasty smell of fried eggs and toast. I turn around and find Alex with a tray of breakfast. I tap the spot on the sofa next to me. "Please turn off the news channel. It causes depression," Alex claims. "Geez, you really sound like my mother." "Have you ever thought about adopting me so we can be official?" Alex gives me a what the fuck look and hits my arm. Just like that, the weekend passes by and my actual life begins. Work. And there is no beautiful Monday morning than being late to work. Have I already mentioned that it is raining today? No? Then perhaps the fact that all the public transport services are striking today. I am loving it. Psych. Alex is long gone to work. She works at the reception of a small clinic near us. A deep sigh leaves my mouth. There is no other way. I have to walk. I quickly grab an umbrella for at least a little protection on the heavy storm and make myself on my way. After 15 minutes of hell, but with water, I finally reach the cafe. As expected, my boss was standing right in front of me, with his arms crossed. "Good morning, dear Liya. Slept well?" the old man asked sarcastically. I mumble a small sorry and go to the room, for staff only, to prepare myself for my shift. Just then I hear a deep and raspy voice. Like Shakespeare once said, "Hello." I turn around and meet an athletic young man standing right in front of me. I give him a slight smile and play along. "Greetings, Hamlet." He chuckles and leans against the doorframe. "I heard someone got scolded by the boss again." "Well, then you heard right." He shakes his head jokingly and is about to say something when, "Jackson, there are customers on table 3 waiting for their coffee." Fear is visible on the poor guy's face when he runs out of the room. I remember the first time we met. It was my first day at work here. Jackson dropped a hot coffee on a grumpy middle-aged man and was getting scolded by him. It was quite funny and entertaining to watch them till he spotted me laughing at him. I don't remember the rest exactly, but all I can say is that our chemistry matches pretty well. I get my apron, notebook, and a pen and make my way to the customers. There I recognize a face. It is a man in his mid-20s. He comes quite often to our cafe with a girl near his age, but today he is alone. I go to him for his order. As I make eye contact, I see clearly how exhausted he is. There are dark circles underneath his eyes, too. Finally, I get the hint. Angelina Watterson. This was the name of the girl who was always with him. He called her Angie, Angel, or sometimes jokingly with her full name. I sometimes happen to overhear them while serving other customers. Could it be? He knows the Angelina Watterson who got killed some days ago? This would explain why he looks so devastated. Should I ask? No. Who am I to ask? I write down his order, a dark coffee. Usually he would order some milkshake or pastry, but never coffee. But again, it is not my business. After some hours of work, I decide to take a little break. As I walk into the staff's room, I see the new employee. He seems to be very nice, but we still couldn't have proper conversation because of his shyness. "What's up, Luke?" I start. "Nothing much." Silence. "Quite bad weather today, right?" I try again. "Yeah." Silence. Again. I started to feel awkward, and I think the same goes for him too. Suddenly, Jackson enters the scene. Thank you, God. Okay, listen up. There is a new movie of Samuel L. Jackson, which is a total must. And you have to come with me. Jackson was by now completely out of his breath. I made a thinking pose, but nodded afterwards a yes. Then Jackson's eyes shifted towards Luke. What about you, Paul? Luke was looking insecure. It would be fun, Jackson added quickly and made puppy eyes. Sure, why not? Luke answered in a low voice. I was surprised and happy at the same time. Just then, my phone rings. It was Alex, which is really odd, since Alex never calls me when she is at work. It must be serious, I thought to myself. Hello? I picked up. May I ask you your relationship with Miss Alexa Roberts? Unexpectedly, a manly and serious voice was on the other side of the call. I am her roommate and friend. Why? Miss Alexa has been murdered. Please come to the city police station. Further information will be given there. That's it. I lost it. I lost her. But how? I started screaming and crying without any control. Around me were two confused faces. All I could say was why. The only person who actually understood me, the only person who actually felt me, left me today as well. Like everyone else too. Liya, what happened? Talk to us. Alex. Murder. Was everything I could say, and everything which was needed to understand the situation. Luke promised to handle the situation at work and explain everything to the boss while Jackson accompanied me to the police station. On our way, all the beautiful memories with Alex flashed through my mind. Oh, how I would love her to hug me again. I won't care how sweaty she would be. How I would love to eat her breakfast again. Jackson's voice brings me back to reality. We're there. As entered, Jackson talks with some people at the reception on which they tell us the way. My whole body is shaking by now. Jackson, on the other hand, remained calm. He knew Alex, but never actually had a connection with her. We enter an office and get greeted by a police officer immediately. I am truly sorry for your loss. Please have a seat. We do as he said. As I already said, your friend has been murdered. The forensic scientist informed us a while ago that the incident happened 4 hours ago, and Miss Alexa's body was found under a bridge by some tourists. Because of the stormy weather, there are till now no witnesses. Currently, she is in a morgue 1.5 kilometers away from here. We assume that the murder has been caused by the infamous serial killer. I just look blankly at the ground. I don't know what to do with this information. All I know is that my friend left me, forever. All I understand is that I will never see her beautiful blue eyes any more. The officer continues and talks about further details which only pain me more. Pain. I wonder which pain Alex had felt. She was a very sensitive person when it came to injuries or anything related. What were her last thoughts, her last feelings, her last words? Again, warm and salty tears fall across my already red cheeks. Jackson understands my situation and ends the conversation with the police. We leave the place and I ask Jackson if he can bring me back home. I don't want to see her corpse. I don't want to see someone who brought happiness to my world lifeless. I thanked Jackson for his help and went to our apartment. Correction. It is only my apartment now. Everything seemed dark. I could not make proper thoughts any more. What just happened? Please, it's a dream. Please. I wished my old life back. I would like to be bored again because at least I wasn't lonely. How will my life go on now? What surprises are yet to come?